Is the accountability generated by technology the future of policing? Taser is now Axon, and data is now evidence collected and organized in real time. Will the benefits to Axon match the benefits to law enforcement?
Whatever your views about policing or the use of force in law enforcement, I think everybody can agree that this is one area where the Trump Justice Department is very different from the Obama Justice Department. I bring this up not because I want to turn mad money into mad law and order, but because there are plenty of businesses that could be impacted if the federal government takes a more easygoing approach to the use of force by police departments all over America, something that Attorney General Jeff Sessions made a big deal about earlier this week. Take Taser International, the company whose name is synonymous with non-lethal stun guns, although they also make a full suite of evidence capture technologies like audio recorders and body cameras, and along with evidence management software and computer vision technology. Last year, Taser stock was on fire, rallied more than 40%. So far, 2017, a little different, down 9% year to date. Reason for its weakness? When Taser reported in February, even though the company delivered a top and bottom line beat, along with strong full-year revenue guides, management's forecast for the next quarter was a little light. Some on their conference call suggested that investments in the business could weigh on their earnings. Stock fell more than 10% the next 2 days, been languishing since then. Today, though, Taser rebranded itself as Axon, and I think it's some pretty astonishing news, offered to provide free body cameras for every police officer in America. So could this bold gambit turn the stock around? Let's take a closer look with Rick Smith, the co-founder and CEO of Taser International, find out more about how his company's doing and where it's headed. Mr. Smith, welcome back to Mad Money. Good to see you in person.
It is fantastic.
Thank you, Rick. Have a seat.
Yeah.
All right, so you're offering free cameras. I want to see, show me what you'd get if I went to, you have a website you can order. Show me what a police officer would get.
So this is the Axon Body 2 camera.
Okay.
And it pairs with any smartphone, so iOS, Android, etc. So you can record everything a police officer does, and then we provide all the gear to support this, whether it's
1 year guarantee.
1 year, no, 1 year unlimited storage.
Unlimited.
Everything. Literally, you can run a full program for a year and not spend a penny with us. We want to take all the risk off the table.
Okay, well, let me ask you, as a business person, let's say I'm already negotiating with you to try to get you into our police force. Why don't I just stop the negotiations, call you back a month from now and say, listen, we want it free for a year?
Well, you know, we just announced some big orders that had exactly that dynamic where we were already talking to those agencies. Okay. And the fact is, procurement, once you get through it to a certain point, you don't want to restart.
Right.
So what we've done with especially with all our larger agencies, is we've made sure that they all get as good a deal where their discounts add up. So nobody got hurt by going early.
Now, let me ask you a pretty obvious question. Why would anyone say no to this?
That's a great question, and we're hoping they all say yes. We've taken all the risk off. There's no risk to this. Try it for a year. You don't have to pay a penny.
Anybody today call?
In fact, yes. Since we announced today, the Mecklenburg County Sheriff in North Carolina.
It's a big department.
Signed up. They're ready to go.
Really?
And we have a few more in the pipeline.
Okay. Now, let me ask you, this does not look like an inexpensive piece of equipment. I mean, you are going to have to take some upfront costs.
For sure. But our calculations are there's something like a 15-to-1 return on investment for us by letting customers try this, because ultimately this is a network play.
Right.
You know, Skype or Facebook's not that valuable if you're on it alone. As soon as you get a community on there, it's valuable. We're building a community. This is just the enabler.
Okay, I think it's important for people to understand this is a razor blade model to some degree. It's also a software as a service model to some degree. And maybe that's why it's better to call your company Axon than Taser, right?
Yeah, when I say Taser, you immediately think about stun guns, electrical weapons. We're something bigger now. We still do Taser, of course, but Axon it's all about this connected network.
And the evidence.com and the fact that you don't have to have police officers being typing up reports all day.
Yeah, they do spend 2/3 of their day typing reports. Well, wait a minute. If I record this in high-def video, why should I have to sit and write about it?
Now, it is true that the Obama Justice Department did bring a lot of suits that made it so they forced a different kind of law enforcement. A lot of people would say that they made it so that the law enforcement had to be more careful, so to speak. Not that they were less careful, but that would be the rubric. What happens if the Sessions Attorney General, let's say, if he says, look, you know what, I'm going to let local police. They know more than I do.
You know, what we've seen in the past couple of years, this has shifted to where police were initially a little nervous about this.
Right.
But I just today was with the leadership from Baltimore PD. They've had 3 police shootings with this equipment where they've been able to prevent the city from frankly, going into riots where it was happening a few years ago. So they're seeing this actually protects the officers. If you have to use lethal force, you want to be able to show the world why you did it, and there's still big demand for this.
Do you want grassroots? In other words, do you want officers to contact their superiors and say, we want this? Or is the idea the superiors are watching you right now and saying, you know what, I got to get that for my people?
We're going top down, bottom up, however it happens. We want to make this compelling. Every officer that carries a gun should have a camera.
And once again, I want to point this out because it's really a matter, this is justice talking, I think. Your experience, police department's experience, when you tape, it's better for police, right? It works out because for the vast majority, it's not they're not doing anything wrong.
Absolutely. It's a hard job.
Right.
And they take more verbal abuse than anyone, but maybe an airline reservation agent when there's a snowstorm. I mean, it's hard being a cop. And what they find when they've got a camera is it protects them from all the crazy allegations.
Okay, that's important. Last question. You, on your previous guidance, you did mention there could be some spend. Is this the spend, or do you have to now give new guidance which says, wait a second, we have to take a big upfront cost, but it'll be great in 2018?
Yeah, there won't be a huge upfront cost. And in fact, we, in the fourth quarter, hey, part of the reason our inventories were up and our expense structure was up, we were building the base to do this. So we're all set and ready to go. And it'll be standard selling expense we amortize over the period of the trials. So you're not going to see a big one-timer. All
right, well, it's a gutsy move. Again, I reiterate, I don't know what police department wouldn't take you up on this offer. That's Rick Smith, CEO and founder of what's known as Axon, A-X-O-N, not Taser. Mad Money's back after the break. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.